Uganda has undergone many political conflicts since its independence in 1962. Different parts of the country have seen death and displacement of the population at different times, but nowhere else have these conflicts been more continuous than in Kasese district. Located in western Uganda, Kasese sits at the slopes of Mount Rwenzori, one of 3 permanently snow-capped mountains in Africa. Its verdant landscape and energetic people mask the pain and suffering that this area and the people have endured for 5 decades. As the rest of the country celebrated independence from the British, in Kasese, a war of social liberation that would last 20 years was breaking out.
Pounded by the fact that in this region we have had incessant wars, unceasing wars. Since 1962, we have been at war. There was a war here, beginning in 1962, for our own social liberation. And that war raged on for 20 years, from 1962 to 1982, until we changed our methods of struggle for social justice. 1979, there was the struggle against the mean. 1979, there was already a military presence, the military presence that was trying to control the Rwenzori struggle.
The current LC5 chairman, Colonel Mawa Dua Muhindo, who was born in the area, witnessed and participated in the struggles.
The topographic nature of our area is fertile ground for any criminal group that would want to wage war. That's why it's not a surprise that they have always been here in the mountains. The topography is very favorable. There is food, there is cover and concealment, forests. The terrain is very restrictive to government forces, but for insurgents it is easy. So the topography here is very favorable. Now, all these factors have attracted these retrogressive forces, and our people have suffered innocently.
In 1996, the Allied Democratic Forces attacked Kasese from Pondwe border area with the Democratic Republic of Congo, leading to thousands of deaths and displacement, loss of property and livelihoods. It was a vicious attack that took both the people and security personnel unawares. Lloyd Thembo, who lives close to the border in one of the areas that were attacked first and who lost her husband and son in it, remembers the attack vividly.
Naromusia kuluwai, mava mtu ala fosi. Baba mtu ala fosi. Etwa yibuli. Ebo mundono are hai. Ukendi kwa bulia na revanza ari kunyamuroma mutwe. Na rotoma tukiroma musitumwa hale. Na runje muna unze ye wiki. Na runa matswa. Omamenge wa mundu omungu awe akatwamba kwa kutsebu. Na ruisaya isaya taluhonga omulemono. Na rakaka bwati akagenda akatswa na robana eba muhamba. Inyabula kwa kagenda. Naro amaberayo kuhika homusya kuluwe akirayo.
Although the ADF conflict was stamped out in 2002, the military campaign continues as pockets of the rebellion remain. But the effects of the various conflicts are difficult to miss in a district that is one of the naturally endowed areas in Uganda. The ADF conflict, just like the conflicts that preceded it, weakened the community's economic and financial stability, which worsened the existing cultural marginalization. Like in many conflict areas, women are the worst affected. In the case of Kasese, the erosion of people's wealth and livelihoods has sustained traditions of early marriage that come with devastating effects to a girl child. Kanu Muhindo, LC5 chairman, believes that although early marriages are devastating to the girl child, they are embedded in the Bakonjo culture.
Early marriage was part of our life, I can assure you. Because, culturally, because I remember very well, my grandfather would tell me that it's a question of you knowing that a particular family is a good family. You even book and say, any lady that will be born there, that one will be part of this family. My young boy will definitely marry. Actually, they even get that young lady to come to this home for nurturing.
The tradition was at that time that as soon as this lady, this child, became a woman, as soon as she had been noticed to have had her first menstrual period, she had graduated into child production. So she could now be made to produce children.
When wars set in, families get displaced. The family values go down. And the madness, in the active youth, early marriages become the order of the day.
16-year-old Baluku married 15-year-old Bira a year ago. The young couple still lives at Baluku's father's house. They have already produced one child.
Nilolowaka kwa hivyo nakaa mamangu alinileta mamangu ashakakufa. Mama nilikuyaka huku yakala kwa shangasha mamangu alinibeba alionao lakini huo mateso. Ninakia mimi kala kwa shangaa. Mama bwanangu alikutaka na niko kwetu. Basi na kunitoa jeshi na niko kwako.
Echalenga tuhia amoye bulwamu nalikandi singa watabanga nyamba kwa luhande lwechi olwenanga singa wata luhande lwerini weticha kukolechi kukwetsumba itwa kolechi itwa tukukaluka shukuru itwa sanga twaitsumbe sonero ngoto muningataye enga bitrahi nimukalingana nayo tunaka.
With no education and no wealth, the two will continue a difficult life even when they're old enough to live on their own.
Nadir tulmo nyumba tata. So, ngisanga bana sente, nadir ngakasula ye. Ngatolera ngalmo nyumba tata na to akaika nungikalika sul. So, nadir ngakolege ngalmo nyumba tata yeri. Ngakolege ngasuba maya yinunga bana busente.
Many girls who were orphaned by the war do not continue their education. Joyce Kisumba is 23 years old. Her father died during the ADF conflict. She was left without any means of survival, and as a result, she was forced to get married to a man who was 18 at the time.
Nalabutagana aburinziana nana bana aburinziana ndengeru ndekereria ekereria ukwabi bana buti ngaya kombere amabyalumiji.
Kisumba now has 4 children who have never been immunized against common diseases in the area. Early pregnancies pose a real danger to girls as most of them face maternal health complications.
The number could be around 18 to 20% because our area here, because I think being poor, girls are being forced to marry early, and so our rate for the young ones is a little bit bigger.
In Kasese, owing to its terrain, most young mothers have to travel long distances to reach the nearest health facility, and that is if they're able to afford it. Even when they do reach, most health centers in Kasese, as in most other parts across the country, are more or less empty shells. they lack adequate personnel, medicines and requisite equipment. As a result, many women in Kasese still seek the services of traditional birth attendants who are short on skills, especially where complications arise in the course of delivery.
When labor pain starts, they delay, they remain in the villages. And what we discovered when we went there for mobilization, we visited 2 traditional birth attendants, and we discovered that many women are still being delivered by traditional birth attendants. And sometimes the mother has a big baby, and when she starts labor pains, she's with this old lady who has not learned much. And what happens? She waits her to deliver. Of course, she will. Every contraction is like, you push, push, push. The baby is near, push. The baby becomes stuck there. It loses its oxygen, and the baby becomes suffocated. And if she's not helped very fast to be taken to the hospital, then the baby dies from there.
In Munkuyu, one of the sub-counties with little government attention, women came together to build a health unit. While they managed to put up the structure, they have been unable to get the vital funds to equip the center.
We are having only one health center 3, where actually we get some kind of health assistance or treatment. So the women this way and in this parish, this is a parish called the Kachungero parish. So it is actually very far to travel from here up to where there is a health center of the sub-county now.
The women of this community was forced to build this center, having seen a problem of failing where to deliver from in their community. So they decided to build up a house whereby, knowing that since they are having a problem of traveling from here to very far places, they decided to build their own house, seeing that they are having the TBS in the villages. At least they can collect together and they come start serving them here. The problem of failing where to go for delivery is what forced them to build this house here.
Kasese also faces education challenges. There are very few schools in this region. Although there is a desire among many children to go to school, there are no adequate facilities and conducive environment for learning. Maliba Secondary School is situated at the slopes of Maliba sub-county. It has given a golden chance to 46 young mothers to go back to school, and they are happy to continue with their education.
I want to be a doctor. I need to be a doctor. I want to be a doctor. I'm planning to study hard so that I can become a nurse.
School should also be giving advice to the students about how to avoid early marriage and early sex.
Some organizations to help our girls.
Teachers should encourage young girls to have dreams in life so that they succeed.
Girls should also have a career in education so that they fulfill their dreams.
Girls should be sensitized on the evils of getting out of school.
There is a general consensus among members of this community that the government needs to put more efforts in addressing issues affecting the people in Kasese, especially women who have been mostly affected.
I would appeal to government to have more health units up there. But even that does not help. What would probably help even more easily is construction of meaningful roads into the mountains, because our terrain is difficult.
We have a high rate of maternal and infant mortality just because of long distances. Although there are some structures in the mountains, but they are not facilitated. So if government considered Kasese, especially the mountainous part of it, and make sure that the few medical structures could be facilitated and some staffs are deployed there, and maybe some structures are put in place to accommodate the staffs who would volunteer to stay there permanently. Otherwise, the place is a bit remote.
Just like many post-conflict areas in the country have seen sustained development efforts from government and donors, Kasese too deserves attention. Many lives have been lost here and many people continue to live in the worst conditions. The marginalization of the region must be addressed.